Care about is Jordan Concords, looking stars. Why you taking things that's not yours? Oh boy, that ain't no way yet on the George Floyd. Stay on point. Half America is really unemployed. We annoyed, killing people. It's a state of paranoia. Can't avoid it. All these businesses burned down and destroyed. No insurance. Think my people kinda missing what's important. Yeah, standing for your rights. Yeah, we putting up a fight. They don't want us out at night, so they gave us curfew. It's like jumping out the plane with no parachute. Don't shoot, hands up, but they still gon' do it. Here we know and probably like, man, what y'all doing? Need to come together, all of us, and start a revolution. Yeah, discover more solutions, overthrow the Constitution, stop the looting, stop the shooting. We've been living in confusion.
Things are getting intense, using up my sixth sense. Thought you had us figured, I can't use me at your expense. They be on that pretense, we be on self-defense. If you in the past tense, you could keep your 2 cents. I don't wanna be another target on a head list. All my people running around the city like some misfits. So I'm steady praying for my brothers like a wish list. Can I trust a soul? They gon' turn on.
Like It or Not with Benjamin Dixon starts now.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm so delayed. Good morning, y'all.
It is right on time. Good morning, everybody. Rebecca, James, how y'all doing this morning?
Doing all right.
Doing good. Doing good. How y'all doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Hey, listen, I not to pat ourselves on the back, but we have a pretty dope ass show coming up for everybody today. We've had some pretty dope shows all week long. So welcome to Like It or Not, where we're free to tell the truth
and not care who doesn't like it.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's begin this morning because we have Senator Nina Turner coming on. We have Nomiki Konst coming on. And we have Ken Klippenstein coming on later on. So we want to start with as much news as we can in the meantime. At the same time that Joe Biden announced yesterday that we should have enough vaccines for the entire adult population by the end of May, which is amazing news, you had Greg Abbott and the governor of Mississippi both saying that they're going to do away with the mask mandates in addition to opening up their states 100%. Before we get to those clips, let's take a look at what the president had to say with regard to the vaccines reaching all adult Americans by May. Let's take a look.
Here's what all this means. We're now on track to have enough vaccine supply for every adult in America by the end of May. Let me say that again. When we came into office, the prior administration had contracted for not nearly enough vaccine to cover adults in America. We rectified that. About 3 weeks ago, we were able to say that we'll have enough vaccine supply for adults by the end of July. And I'm pleased to announce today, as a consequence of the stepped-up process that I've ordered and just outlined, this country will have enough vaccine supply, I'll say it again, for every adult in America by the end of May.
Wow. Biden also asked states to begin prioritizing vaccinating teachers and other education staff. He asked that states provide teachers with 1 dose by the end of this month. Let's take a listen to that.
I've asked Congress to give them the tools, and today to add one more tool to school reopening, a vaccinated workforce. Let me be clear. We can reopen schools if the right steps are taken, even before employees are vaccinated. But time and again, we've heard from educators and parents that have anxieties about that. So as yet another move to help accelerate the safe reopening of our schools, let's treat in-person learning like an essential service that it is. And that means getting essential workers who provide that service, educators, school staff, child care workers, get them vaccinated immediately. They're essential workers. Over 30 states have already taken the step to prioritize educators for vaccination. And today, I'm using the full authority of the federal government. I'm directing every state to do the same. My challenge to all states, territories, and the District of Columbia is this. We want every educator, school staff member, child care worker to receive at least 1 shot by the end of the month of March.
So Rebecca and James, like, to be honest with you, like he slid something in there that does give me anxiety, saying that there's a way that we can reopen these schools prior to vaccinations. No, champ. Nope. Stick with the vaccination plan. If we can get these teachers vaccinated, then absolutely, I think it's appropriate. Not just the teachers, right? The staff, the administration, the bus drivers, the cafeteria workers, all the above. Everyone needs to be vaccinated, because at a certain point it becomes destructive, like to throw us back into these petri dishes called schools without vaccinations is a death sentence for somebody. But putting that aside, everything else, I mean, it's encouraging to see that we will be able to get vaccinated, because honestly, I put myself somewhere in June, July, August for a vaccination, but it looks like we should be able to get ours before the end of May. What are you guys thinking about this, Rebecca?
I think, wanting to get educators to be vaccinated first is good. It's good, but the push for schools to be open right now, and you're saying that you're wanting to apply this kind of pressure on every state, just, the stories that we're going to go into about these states already doing their own thing just shows us these teachers are still going to have, have their lives affected and possibly at risk to be exposed to coronavirus. But yes, having these people get educators to be first in line, but they should have thought about these kind of things for essential workers to be first in line. For some people, I know nurses who haven't gotten, they're not required to get it. You know what I mean? Like, this should be something that they should have thought about, not the governors and our leaders getting it first. We see what happened in Texas, or we will talk about that later. See, I'll be ready to go and jump the gun, but I ain't gonna do that. We're gonna stay on key.
No, I mean, but you're right? So, you still have essential workers who haven't gotten it, and you have restaurant workers who haven't gotten it. You have home service, but there's just so many people who play so many critical roles in our society. Their work is essential, but their lives, according to these governors, the governor of Texas and the governor of Mississippi, those lives are not essential because they're willing to open up before people actually have gotten a chance to get vaccinated. I want to move to Mississippi. Governor Tate Reeves, he's lifted the statewide mask mandate and will allow all businesses to operate without restriction. The order will go into effect at 5 p.m. today and stay in effect to March 31st. Now, this is ahead of the mandate for everyone to get the vaccine by May. So it's almost as if as soon as Joe Biden makes the move to try to save as many lives as he can, you have two Republican governors in the Bible Belt who are now making a move that's going to get more people killed. Seating for K through 12 extracurricular activities can have in Mississippi can have a maximum capacity of 25%, while outdoor extracurricular activities can have a maximum capacity of 50%. But while restrictions have been lifted, Dr. Thomas Dodds did offer words of caution. Let's take a look at that.
Please exercise caution right now. There are safe things to do. If you're outdoors at something and you're spaced out nicely from other folks, it's going to be pretty safe. But you can catch COVID, and we can mess this up. Right. So please help us just be a little bit cautious.
And so this warning of caution, we appreciate it and it's necessary. But when you have the governor of the state who's actually putting people's lives in danger, it's almost as if they're throwing everyone to the wolves and saying, fend for yourself. And this is exactly what's happening in Texas. Texas Governor Greg Abbott lifted the entire statewide mask mandate, as well as removed all COVID restrictions. Local officials were very critical, rightfully so, of the decision, as it does not allow for local mask mandates. So in other words, he's lifted Greg Abbott, who's been vaccinated, by the way, right? He's lifted the mask mandate. See, here's the thing, and we're going to play his clip, but it's one thing to forcefully open all businesses to full capacity, because you probably got some business owners who are like, I got to get this bottom line. I got to get this dollar. But Abbott has added on top of that a removal of all mask mandates. So in other words, he's creating the perfect conditions for people to die. I got to repeat that. These Republican governors are creating the exact conditions necessary for people to die, and they don't give a damn. Take a listen to this clip from Greg Abbott.
Hospitalizations are the lowest that they have been in 4 months. The number of active COVID cases is the lowest since November and is less than half of what it was just a month ago. That means that far more Texans are recovering from COVID than contracting it. Also, today is the lowest positivity rate we've had in 4 months. We have been under 10% positivity rate for days now. Today, we're now under 9% positivity rate in the state of Texas. But make no mistake. And to be clear, COVID has not suddenly disappeared. COVID still exists in Texas, in the United States, and across the globe. But it is clear from the recoveries, from the vaccinations,
he's like, what's the
from
word? Mistake,
the reduced
Mandate?
hospitalizations, and from the safe practices that Texans are using.
What I'm talking about again?
That state mandates are no longer needed.
Dang, I knew my lives at risk.
And these people clapping.
So today, I'm issuing a new executive order that rescinds most of the earlier executive orders. Effective next Wednesday, all businesses of any type are allowed to open 100%.
Yeah, they're so dumb.
No, he's so dumb.
That includes any type of entity in Texas.
They dumb too.
The leader is dumb as hell, and that just
the leader and the followers dumb as hell.
They all dumb. It's just it's a circus.
It's a circus.
This is literally Trump 2.0. Honestly,
right.
Like they're just they aren't hiding behind Trump anymore. They are out here like Trump did what he had to do. Trump jogged a little so I could run because they ain't flying style. But it's really interesting to me because I look at him like a mass murderer. Because at the end of the day, when people are not, because he got his shots, the 2 dosages, so he's set, he's good. When other people are exposed who haven't been able to go get the shot or anything, and having to go to the grocery store is not going to be as easy, because it wasn't easy before, but It's not like we're going to have to go or they're going to have to go. But I think it's going to circle down. Like I said yesterday, they're not slick. This is going to be a Bible Belt situation.
Yep.
And they're going to start reopening now. Georgia or Atlanta has never been closed for real, but a lot of the areas in the South, I think, are going to start opening one by one.
Florida's next. Yep.
Yeah. So what it is, it looks like we're going to start going to these stores, and especially for Texas, they just been beat down, my God. But they're going to start going to these stores and going to be like, ma'am, stay 6 feet away from me. And without your mask. Just think about, well, I don't have to wear a mask over here. What? No, I can't do that to people.
Yes, you can.
I can't.
I'll do it. I'm from the South. I've lived in just about, I ain't going to wear no mask in these, it's going to be so ignorant, right? And so I've never seen people so excited about killing other people or getting themselves killed because of their stupidity. We're dealing with a level of sociopathy here, folks, that I don't know that we can recover as a species, right? Look at the people who are leading us. The people who are leading us literally do not care about your life. In fact, they want you to go to the wing joint, to the bar. They want you to go to the strip club so that you could spend all of your money, right? So that all of their rich donors, the people who helped Greg Abbott get elected, can keep their businesses open. But while they could, listen, check this out. Rebecca, this is the thing, James. As long as the government could have very easily sent money to all of the bars, to all of the clubs, all of the people who need to shut down, right? They could have sent money there, but instead they left them open at a smaller capacity, right? And now they're lifting that capacity as well as lifting the mask mandates. So they do not care. I honestly just don't know how people can celebrate the fact that they're consigning so many people to die when all they got to do is wait a couple of more months, wait till May. And then, you could open up your damn wing spot and go in there and have many beers as you want to have and harass the waitress, because that's all these dudes want to do. That's all they want to get out of their house. They tired of raising their children for real. That's what it is. They tired of trying to be a good person in their home. They're tired of all the stuff that's happening. It's just a mess. It is a circus, and it is a cluster F of stupidity that's going to get a lot of people killed.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's more important to these people to serve themselves. They don't understand. Well, it goes back to what we were talking about the other day. This is a system thing as well. It's like whoever ain't got it, Godspeed. Okay, like that ain't my business. We about to be out here in these streets. We was dying before COVID. What's a few thousand more? You know, not even a few thousand more. What's a couple 100,000 more? That's fine. Like it's gonna be okay. Like we were dying before COVID. We gonna die after COVID. Let's just die during COVID. And it's not like we're not gonna save lives. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like this is terrible that they think this way. And this is terrible because they don't understand that this is gonna start another war. We're gonna be out here fighting folks in the grocery store because the white lady thinks that she has the right to be to wear a mask like that. Like, ma'am, wait your turn to get the
back of my neck.
Right. Wait your turn to get this chicken breast that you're not gonna season.
Let me smell one person's funky ass breath, and y'all gonna have to bail me out, right? Y'all gonna have to bail me out of jail because that's what they really want to come and force us to smell this stanky ass racist breath. That's what they really want.
Wow. It's gonna be like that, but it's gonna start a war. And it's going to start arguments, and we're going to see more videos that are going viral of people arguing, saying, it's my right, it's my duty, I'm not wearing any mask, it's America. Go back to Africa where you're from. Go back to Mexico. Exactly.
It's my right as a human being.
It's my right. We're having a revolution.
I have a medical condition. It's called stanky ass breath. Brush your teeth.
This is America. Go back to where you came from. This is America. Do you don't have to wear a mask? Damn it. Amerika. This is America.
You left off 2 Ks. Amerikk. God dang it.
Listen out.
I hate these people. I don't listen. I would say that I'm not a violent person. I would just let me not lie like that. I am a person who has had to consistently and constantly contain my anger and rage over the years. But let me tell you something. There's no group of people I hate more than the anti-maskers at this point. Like it is so stupid and it is costing people's lives. Like they're really posting videos like they're really proud of their stupidity. This is the thing that scares me the most. We are living with like 74, whoever many people voted for Donald Trump, plus those Democrats who actually believe in some of the same stuff. They are proud of their stupidity. I got some black folks. I had to unfriend somebody on Facebook. They were sharing stuff about how proud they were that they don't have to wear a mask in Mississippi anymore. Looking like a whole comorbidity, right? Yeah, you black folks going out here trying to pass along this stuff, knowing COVID is peeking around the corner like Stacey, like, well, what's your boy name? Spice Adams. COVID looking at them like... And I'm like, it's a level of stupidity that is so prevalent. Like, when did it become the end thing to be a dumbass? Like, when did that become so popularized? Because that's where we are.
I think it's always been a thing. I just think it's more heightened now, especially without Donald Trump in office. These people can now step into their full skin and KKK selves. They can now step right into that and be the fools that they always been. And now the constituents that they have are going to be, which they always were that, but now they're just more heightened. It's going to be that this is the problem. They don't understand that what they're causing. It's not just putting people's lives at risk. It's going to be more, you're going to see the racial tension is going to be more heightened. You think this is what we need right now? Yeah. Because we already know how coronavirus and COVID has been, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. But how it's been treating us. We're in phase 2 of it. We're in phase, I don't even know if this is phase 2 anymore, but we're in this whole different phase past what it was last March. Yeah. So to understand and know, losing people, the fights that we have, just like literally going to the grocery store is stressful because you're going to a place where people are not, they weren't obeying the law to begin with. That's now they're really going to throw that in people's faces because you have on a mask. They're going to be like, why do you have on a mask? Stupid stuff like this. And they're going to be getting their asses whooped in the middle of Walmart aisle 4. And now that's going to be another pandemic. Ass whoopings. For real.
A whole panorama.
A whole panorama. Now that's going to be the real Pandora's box.
James, why we on the same damn page? It's gonna be y'all gonna open the Pandora's boxes. I swear to God, if I smell Body's breath.
Open this pancake, man. All this doing this pancake, all this trouble. It's too much.
We're laughing. I'm laughing, but ain't nothing we can do with this country, man. This country is so far gone.
Nothing.
This country
Texas literally has been beat down since last month.
And for him to get up there and end these freaking restrictions after all of that y'all just went through,
just a month.
What the hell is wrong with you, man?
The governor abandoned them. Was like, peace out. I'm about to go on vacation.
Senator Cruz went on vacation, but no telling where Abbott was.
Yes,
you know
Senator
where Abbott
Cruz,
was.
Senator Cruz. But
Abbott was getting his vaccine during those during the ice storms.
You know Ted Cruz. You know Ted Cruz got his vaccine as well. Here's the thing about both of them.
Of course he did.
They both abandoned their state. The fact that he's saying that the mask mandate will end, businesses will be at 100% capacity, you have done your state a disservice. And to me, that's the equivalent of leaving your state for dead.
Oh, and that's 100% that. This is like, honestly, like, I laugh and joke about it. We laugh and joke about it. Because what else are we supposed to do? Because the truth of the matter is, we should have tore this place apart at 50,000.
Texas should be in the streets. I hate to say it, but I was like, okay, Texas, y'all not in these streets. I get it. You guys have been through so much. It's a mental wear and tear on you. Yeah. Because I don't know what I would be doing right now either. But I don't know. But you're not about to. We survived. We had to literally survive. And some people didn't make it through the storm recently. And now I have to fight for my life again. This is this is ridiculous. Like, they should be tearing stuff up.
Yeah, they would. They should. So we laugh because what else are we supposed to do with this? Right? Yeah. Just think about the absurdity of it. We're going to be at 600,000 before the end of March, according to some reports. Dead. And I'm not even going to allow myself to go into the anger side of this, because the anger side of this is, like, honestly, like you said, Rebecca, we should be tearing this thing up. We should be tearing everything apart because they left us for dead. They did abandon us. Right. Like, not taking care of the people is abandonment. Right. And it is abandoning the social contract. What good is the government? Why do we even have a government? Why have a government when in times of crises, they look just as dumb as like a damn Tom and Jerry cartoon my kids are watching this morning? Like, they step out here and they take all of our resources. They take all of our taxes. They take all of our labor. And when we need them to actually be functional, they leave us for dead.
Yep.
So I've been over it since June. I've been laughing about it since June because I realized ain't nobody really about this revolution, because June, the George Floyd protest in conjunction with 100,000, I don't know how many people were dead by then, probably 150,000 people were dead by June. That's when we should have tore this place up. But since people are more worried about cancel culture.
Exactly. But we still had to go out and into the streets and protest and fight about that. We had to put our lives on the line for something like that, right? And then now at the same time, it's like we have it hitting us in every direction. It's like, when is enough? When are our leaders going to understand that protecting your constituents, your state, everyone in your area, you ain't got to check on us in Florida, but check on your state. Take care of your state. Take care of the people there, because they're going to remember this, and they better remember this. Jot this down. Never forget it when it comes time to vote, because these are the people that you guys should be. Even us. I have not really heard after Texas and Mississippi stated that they will drop the mask mandate. Our president should have acknowledged what they said. Because coming out and saying that you want to, of course, get COVID, get the COVID shots to who they need to go to first, things like that, your plans. You've already showed us. And like I said, fight me in the comment section because I'm about to say it. You've already showed us that you're not capable of holding down the fort or following your words, keeping your promises. You've already shown us that. So I thought Because y'all didn't even really show up for Texas. Y'all didn't really show up for Texas last month. And now the leaders of these states, and you're leader of the country, the leaders of these states have come out and said, F all y'all.
No, they did. They did.
Yeah. And now I'm looking at, I really waited. I thought, okay, the president's going to say something to these mass murderers. Like these men are literally going to be going to have those blood on their hands when people start getting COVID and are not able to be treated and are going, and I hate to say it, but could possibly be dying off or suffering in their homes or passing it along to other people. Because as quick as this thing came, we knew this thing spread throughout the United States quicker than we could blink. And our president right now has not said a thing to the people of this nation.
I guess he's trying to respect states' rights, the 10th Amendment. But no, you're right, Rebecca. What you need, I 100% need the president of the United States to get in these dudes' faces.
Why not? And then there's always an excuse, like how you just said, and it's funny you said that because you knew I say this, they're going to be like, but it's his 10th Amendment. But they're always going to search for something. Right now, we ain't on that. We need a leader that's really going to be about the people. Forget all that.
I got family in Texas. There are other families in Texas. They're human beings in Texas. If you're going to hide behind the 10th Amendment and allow these governors to kill us, then what good is this? What good is any of this? What good is the government? What good is the president? What good is the federal level of our government if they cannot protect us from the sociopathy of these governors who are more than happy to kill us off? Right? What good? It is no good. But I'm gonna keep my mouth shut because if I keep talking, the Fed's gonna keep recording and then gonna shut the stream down like they did earlier.
They watching.
They watching.
I wish I could play 2 Chainz Fed's watching. I wish I could.
that should be today's song. It really should.
I tell you what,
Fed's watching.
We're going to go to a quick break. James, if you give us like just one really quick hitter quitter, and when we come back, we are joined by none other than the indomitable, the unbelievable and powerful sister senator, Nina Turner. We'll be back right after this.
Yes.
Time goes by and
good morning, everyone. Shout out to everybody that's in the Lions Den. Shout out to everybody that's doing this in the chat room this morning. Wherever you streaming from, good morning, y'all. Hope y'all having a good morning like we are, y'all. Welcome to Like It or Not. Make sure that you join, share, subscribe, comment, all that other good stuff, man, wherever you at. All right, y'all, this is a good old groove. Okay.
So I stay here and hold my heart when you walk out the door.
Had a lot of caffeine this morning. I'm drinking a chai tea latte, and that chai tea has extra caffeine. So
no one knows what I've been.
Eddie Mac, good morning. Make sure that you hit that like button, y'all. I see y'all watching. Make sure that you hit that like button. And if you want to become a member and get exclusive content to the show and ad-free content, make sure that you become a patron. Go to patreon.com/thebpd show. Patreon.com/thebpd show, y'all. Good morning. Susan, good morning. Sugar Booger. My Sugar Booger's in the building. What's up, Sugar Booger? Esther, good morning. Susan, good morning, y'all. Shout out to the Lions Den. What's up, Lions Den? Man, make sure that you join the Patreon, because if you do, you too can gain exclusive access to the Lions Den. Don't want to miss it. Join the Lions Den, y'all. Be in there. Get that early stuff that we do every morning. Latif, good morning. Melanie, good morning. Make sure that y'all are hitting that like button, y'all. Alicia, good morning. Richard, brother, I appreciate that.
And hold my heart when you walk out the door. Yeah. Made a promise to myself and I repeat it in my head. Set your mind free. Set your mind free. No one knows what I've been through, but this is the end of me and you. Set your mind free.
Chuck Diesel, good morning, brother. Good morning, good morning. Marquez, you know, I couldn't do it today, brother. I tried. I was like, you know what? No Miami Vice today. John, we appreciate that, sir. Great, I appreciate that love. I'm gonna see you. Philip, good morning.
Yeah. Talking to my mirror like I love you so much. Curving on my critics like I heard you, so what? You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm
oh, you know what you talking about, Rebecca. You didn't see me.
I ever gave on my head. Lately I've been living like I can't take a loss.
They be steaming up, Rebecca. I don't want to put them on.
You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man.
Mark, good morning.
They don't understand.
Back again like flu season.
I can't stand y'all.
Leaving, I'm coming down my roof, leaving. Don't give a f, I don't care. Did the by my lonesome. No wonder now I'm on one. No
shout out to everybody that's joining us this morning. Make sure that you hit that like button. Aurora, you better twirl, girl. I see you.
Got them feelings I throw on my pain on percussion. It's disgusting. I hear them bragging about that they did, and they do not move me, not in the least. They ain't been dropping no seeds in the sub.
Brenda, good morning. Nat team, Nat A, Nat M, good morning, y'all.
Rowboat, wave ride, cool shorty too.
All right, y'all, let's get back into it here. My brother and my sister, Benjamin and Rebecca, but I think it's Benjamin.
Welcome back to Like It or Not, where we're free to tell the truth and not care who doesn't like it. I am excited to be joined by Senator Nina Turner, who was an Ohio state senator from 2008 to 2014. Senator Turner describes herself on Twitter as a wife, mother, sister, host of Hello Somebody podcast, which I am a proud supporter of, a professor. Senator Turner is currently running for U.S. House in Ohio's 11th district. Senator Turner, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Oh, Dixon, it's so good to be here with you and Rebecca this morning, and DJ just lighting it up. I mean, I got to start my morning with Like It or Not.
Oh, wow.
Thank you, Senator Turner. I appreciate you.
It is, and it's a joy to have you here with us to experience this. Listen, we've talked a lot. We've talked a lot over the years with all of your work for the progressive movement. You really stepped out and quite honestly took it on the chin on behalf of progressive values, particularly progressive values that intersect with the Black community. Could you just tell us about not only your race, but particularly the challenges that you're having in your race as a Black progressive and unapologetically Black and unapologetically progressive?
Yeah, thank you for that, Dixon. And I do appreciate our conversations over the years. I mean, you are such a champion in the independent media space, which we really need, and other brothers and sisters. So I'm glad to see you and Rebecca and DJ just stepping up and stepping out in new ways to keep people informed. It's very hard. It's hard when you go against the grain. And we know this. We know this from a historic perspective when you're fighting against the status quo. And it is especially hard when you are a Black woman doing it, because people don't necessarily, the system itself doesn't respect our agency. The culture does not respect the agency of Black women. That's another show for another time. But I am glad to be following in the tradition as we move from Black History Month to Women's History Month, baby. I'm glad to be in the tradition of women like Congresswoman Shirley Chisholm, unbought and unbought. So if people want to know what kind of Democrat Sister Turner is, check them notes right there. Clear my throat. I am a Shirley Chisholm, Congresswoman, the Honorable Shirley Chisholm, Democrat, unbought and unbossed. I am a sharecropping, standing up for voters, forming a new freedom, Democratic Freedom Party in Mississippi with my poor white sisters and brothers type of Democrat, Fannie Lou Hamer type of Democrat, where you guys remember that President Johnson, he was so afraid of that. He was about to he called a press conference to try to stop her message from getting out. Yeah. But all he did was to help it spread even more, baby. That's the kind of Democrat I am. And I'm gonna go ahead and throw in a little FDR for my other folks. little President FDR. We know that the New Deal was not perfect, but what I will say about it is it gave us a foundation. And I loved it when he told the status quo of his day, I welcome your hatred, because we're going to step up. And that's what I'm doing. And so, yeah, they're going to come at me. They already are coming at me, forming. I got messages and yeah, they're going to come at me like worse than if I was a Republican, because that is what the status quo will do. I want people to know that I am the underdog in this race. They need to understand that. And so progressives, we got to get in here, show up and show out for this race, because not only am I running to serve the people of my district, this district where I was born and raised, the 11th congressional district in the great state of Ohio, portions of greater Cleveland and greater Akron, but by extension, as we know, anybody that's elected to the Congress, whether it's the House of Representatives or the Senate, every move that we make impacts the entire United States of America, baby. I am running for justice. I am running on an opportunity agenda.
Clip it all, because that's the campaign right there. Hey, look, Dwayne, producers, clip it all, because we need that. Oh my
goodness. You can just talk. Just say something. No, for real. Seriously.
Look, just listening to her talk is like, we don't even need to ask her questions. It's just like, girl, preach. Give us the word, because you said a lot. You said a lot.
But the one thing I would like, and I don't want to double down on the negative side of the ledger, right?
Sure.
But I remember when they kept you out of the 2016. They locked you out of the 2016 DNC. I remember when you were blacklisted, right? And meanwhile, now other folks who fought for the same things, other people with a different melanin count fought for the same thing that you fought for, but they were not kept out the way that you were kept out. You were individually targeted on so many different levels that were palpable and real. And so what is it about being a Black unapologetic progressive that triggers the Democratic establishment in a way that it's like all hands on deck to stop this Black woman?
Oh my God, Dixon, that is inquiring minds want to know. What I will say that is wrapped in the DNA of this nation, whether people want to admit it or not. And we need some real truth and reconciliation, baby, in this country on multiple levels. That's political, that's social, that's economic, it's environmental, it's racial, it's there. And so, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Minister Malcolm X warned us of what we're dealing with in this country. So did Congresswoman Barbara, I always quote Congresswoman Barbara Jordan too. What the people want is very simple. They want an America as good as its promise. And that's really what I'm fighting for. You don't have to agree on how to get there. But when somebody is fighting for health care, because we have almost 100 million people in this country who are either underinsured and uninsured. I mean, just with the unemployment rates alone, 12 million folks lost their health insurance because it's commodified and attached to a job. You might disagree on how to get there, but you want to attack me for that? I'm standing up saying that we debt. Oh, Lord Jesus. Yeah, we need to cancel student debt. We need to cancel student debt. And not only will student debt help all of our brothers and sisters, no matter how they identify, it will especially help the Black community. And let me go and drill down into that a little deeper. It will help the sisters. Black women carry the largest amount of student debt in the United States of America. So if you want to get closer to reparations, baby, let's just go on and start by canceling student debt and stop talking about, I'm going to do $10,000 here, maybe $50,000 here. Oh, no, but you went to a private college. No, let's just cancel it all. We don't hear that kind of foolishness when it comes to giving $1 trillion worth of tax breaks to the ultra wealthy in this country. But when it comes time to put a down payment on Main Street, hello, somebody, then we got all of the excuses in the world. So Dixon and Rebecca, to answer your question, I don't know why they come at a sister like that, other than to say that even people who are supposed to be on our side have those tendencies. We all have to deconstruct our construction. I'm not saying every time you disagree with a Black person is racist, but all I'm saying is that there are some implicit and explicit biases. There are some things that people react to, and all of us, because we've all been socialized in a nation that says that Black lives don't really matter. And it's not just what is happening in the criminal justice system. It is happening because how many Black women have been elected governors in the United States of America? Hello, somebody. How many Black men have been elected governors in the state in this country? Hello, somebody. How many Black presidents? On and on and on. CEOs of companies, environmental racism, you name it. It is just weaved into all of the system. And so when Black people like myself and like yourselves dare to have some agency, folks who are supposed to be on our side try to smack us down. People need to check themselves, as the rapper said, before they wreck themselves. And many of you have seen me debate on TV oftentimes. I'll never forget, this woman had the nerve to tell me on national TV, this white lady, y'all go on and check the receipt. I'm having a moment. Said to me, I didn't have a right. I had no, I had no authority, no standing, I think she said, to quote the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Those are just examples. Oh yeah, on national TV, yes, she did. Right on CNN.
I missed that one.
She did. No, you gotta. Okay. So all of these little, these are triggering. It multiplied. All I can say is that the black codes are in full effect in the 21st century, and people might want to act like they are not, but they are. And black people are suffering disproportionately. And when you wrap that around others, it's a caste and class situation. So Dixon, I don't know. I mean, that was just a long way for me to say, I don't know why they come at your sister.
Yeah, look, and it was good. You said a lot. Now, one thing I will say, Senator Turner, when it comes to black women, because I know, that is another story for another day, but I still want to touch on that with you. As a black woman in this space who is running on the spirits of our ancestors of Fannie Lou Hamer and Shirley Chisholm, and that's a big deal because you've been locked out of things and talked down to and tried to be blackballed. What keeps you still what keeps you still running and wanting to run? Because when you get into spaces like in these new spaces, and these white women are telling you have no right to quote Dr. Martin Luther King, because that's the Martin Luther King that they created in their heads, right? And they feel like they have the audacity to tell you that. What lets you keep going, especially as a black woman in these spaces, because that is something enough to tear you down.
It is. And thank you for that question, Rebecca. And I do want to recommend a book. Can I pause and recommend a book, The Radical King, written by the one and only Dr. Cornel West. And also people should follow Dr. Bernice King. She sets it straight on Twitter, baby. She lays it out for folks if they really listening about what her mother and her father stood for. Yeah, but you're right. That is the king that they created. What keeps me going is the spirit of our ancestors. What keeps me going are people like my grandmother, who is not as famous as a Fannie Lou Hamer, but for me was my everything. Third grade education, born in 1915, had what we call mother wit. And she would always say to me, baby, you need to be the best. And if you can't be the best, be next to the best, be so close to the best that nobody could tell the difference. She did not let the fact that she was robbed. And what do I mean by that? A black woman born in 1915, dare I say more, she was robbed, but she had a kind of pride and pushed her 7 grandchildren to try to have more than what she was able to have because she was born. James Baldwin has a quote, you were born, basically you treated the way you treated because you were born where you were born for no other reason. I ain't quoting it verbatim, but it's in The Fire Next Time, his book, because you were black. And so we have to deal with white supremacy. We have to deal with systemic racism. We have to deal with anti-blackness. We got to deal with anti-Semitism. We got to deal with homophobia. It's a whole bunch of stuff that we have to deal with in these United States of America. But make no mistake, the foundation of all of those isms is anti-blackness and what was done to our indigenous sisters and brothers. And until we have some truth and reconciliation in these United States of America, we're going to have a repeat. We're going to have to repeat the lesson over and over again. January 6th was just a manifestation of unfinished business in this country. So I'm running, and then Sister Rebecca, I am a praying woman. God knows I pray, I meditate. I am a preacher's kid. And those are the kinds of things that I lean on in my moments of pain and feeling very overwhelmed. Because again, I'm fighting for justice. It doesn't make me perfect. It doesn't make me infallible. But to have people come at me the way that they do, it's not enough just to disagree with my position. You want to just all out destroy me or destroy our movement. And that's wrong.
That's the thing that gets me in this space, Sister Turner.
It be your own people.
It be your own people. All skin folk ain't kinfolk, but especially in this regard, like two different things. First and foremost, like we all three of us, all four of us on this on these screens here, we all are people of faith, and if not for our faith, we probably would have tore this place up a long time ago, right? So they better be glad we got the opiate for the masses, because otherwise they wouldn't have a country standing, because they don't deserve one standing. But that's just me. Don't attribute anything that I say it from this point forward to Senator Turner. That's just me being me.
Our views, that like it or not, are our own.
Are our own. That said, though, It blows me away that it's not good enough for them to try to beat us in the marketplace of ideas. They literally try. And when I say they, you could fill in the blank. White supremacists, yeah. Republicans, conservatives, yeah. Democrats who disagree with our politics, even more so, in a very insidious fashion, attempt to completely destroy us. Yeah. And it does become, it becomes disheartening when you realize that we're out here, like you said, you're just out here fighting for justice. You're out here fighting for what you believe is right. And while you may not get it right all the time, you're fighting for the right thing. But we're going up against a system that is completely antithetical to justice. So how then, when you get into office, how then are you going to continuously fight from within a machine that is designed to not give us justice? What's your strategy when you get in there?
Yeah, well, thank God I've been on the battlefield already. You know, I served as a Cleveland City Councilwoman. I served as a state senator in Ohio, where my Republican sisters and brothers, just by way of example, had a super majority, but I was there standing up nevertheless. And I'm going to do the same thing if I am so blessed when I get to Congress. It is a beautiful thing, though, for progressives, as we are laying out the truth, the whole truth. Maybe we ain't got to nothing but the truth because they can't handle all of that this morning. But we laying some truths out there. I'm really proud of what this progressive movement has done, despite how the neoliberals try to destroy. I mean, how do you, anyway, I am proud of what the progressives are doing. I mean, you have people like Congresswoman Jayapal, hold it down. Congressman Ro Khanna coming out being very clear. How y'all gonna let a non-elected parliamentarian tell y'all what to do, basically, Senate? You know what I mean? Oh my God. I mean, they are holding it down. Congresswoman Cori Bush, Bowman, Jones, Presley. Yeah. I mean, you name it. Yeah. Oh my, baby, just tick it off. We do have an awesome opportunity because we have more progressives in that Congress in the 21st century in a concentrated way than we have had in a long time. And I firmly believe that if we banty together, baby, we gonna move some mountains in that. We're gonna move some mountains in that Congress, baby. They're gonna know that the Progressive Caucus is in full effect. And dare I say, can you visualize the Progressive Caucus and the Black Caucus coming together on a justice journey? Mind blown. Man.
They might have to say COINTELPRO right after us again.
and it's interesting that you say that too, because it's like you're talking about uniting in these spaces with us, with people who like us and are for us and things like that. The work can be great. The work can be amazing. But when we talk about and it's not like we want the divide between neoliberals and progressives and things like that. Like, we may not all agree on how to get there, but we're trying to get there. So what happens is, and they don't understand that in these moments, that it's very important not to take the bait from the other side, because that's what's feeding these other people. That makes it look like progressives are being overly radical. They're saying the most, they're doing the most. We have the audacity to attack or hold our presidents accountable. But it doesn't matter who the messenger is. You, Miss Senator Nina Turner, who has an amazing voice, and they know that you are about that life. When you open your mouth, they're like, "Oh no, she's speaking against such and such. Oh, she's a target. She ain't for us." They tried to put out that narrative, and they don't understand they're doing the same thing that that these Republicans been doing. Then this is what they want to cause is division. And you're speaking about unity, and in such an amazing way. That's all we're trying to do. Now, we ain't got to agree, right? We're gonna agree to disagree sometimes, but we have a bigger picture to focus on. And I think that picture, you have this blank canvas and you are creating something amazing. So I'm down.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that. And I do want people to go to my website, ninaturner.com. And we can not a false type of unity. Unity is a two-way street. And it's also an action word, like hope is an action word and love is an action word. And that's really all we are talking about here. Yeah, I am about that life. I am about talking about the people who are suffering in this country. So let's go on and unify around a $15 an hour minimum wage increase, shall we? Let's unify around canceling student debt, shall we? Yeah. Let's unify around understanding that when you have a discretionary budget of $1.3 trillion and over 50% of that goes to the military industrial complex. Can we just unify around the fact that we could take some of them dollars, since we spend more money than the next 10 industrial nations combined on the military? We have what it takes to be safe. But however, safety also means domestic safety. That means education. That means healthcare. That means dealing with the evictions. That means dealing with changing people's material conditions, and not just talking about it, but being about it. Listen, the Democrats, we got what we asked for from the voters. So now it's time for us to deliver. We said, give us the White House. They did. Check. We said, help us to hold the House of Representatives. Check. They did. We said, oh my God, help us win Georgia, baby. And you're going to get that $2,000 check. And then here we are in March, and they still ain't got the $2,000 checks. So let's unify. We can be unified. Let's unify on changing the material conditions of people. And for the next 2 years, Democrats, let's go on and do this thing on behalf of people. That's what we're going to unify. So I can work with anybody. I want people to know this. I feel this in my bones because my proximity to pain is real. I have been a part of the poor, the working poor, and the barely middle class. And baby, I will never forget where I've come from. So my proximity to pain is intact. And so I liken this to people being in the middle of the ocean, millions of them saying, save me, I'm drowning. And instead of saving them, you say, I'll be back, we got to go on recess. Instead of saving them, you say the parliamentarian said we can't put $15 an hour, a minimum wage increase, which is the compromise amount, because if the minimum wage had kept up with productivity, baby, it'd be closer to $25 an hour than it is now. Telling people to wait. Why do the poor, the working poor, and the barely middle class in this country have to wait all the time? It is time out for wait. So people are drowning. They're losing their lives and their livelihoods. They are making a choice between, and even when they get that little check, somebody going to be knocking on the door, the electric company, the gas company, the landlord, on the door saying, I need my money. It's something wrong. It's something immoral about this predatory capitalism and what is happening. And Democrats have an awesome opportunity and a responsibility to show whose side they really on. So I am running to continue my ministry of service to the poor, the working poor, and the barely middle class. And when the residents of my great state put me there, they are putting me there to stand up on their behalf. And again, because they're trying to paint as I can work with anybody. But working with does not mean acquiescing to. That I will.
Oh, come on, somebody. Hello, somebody. Working with.
I'm a free black woman in
America. Does not mean acquiescing to.
That's the vibe. That's the truth.
Let me say a couple things here real quick. The website is ninaturner.com. Go to the website, sign up. Sign the mailing list. I'm looking at it right now. It's a fire website. And also people in the audience are wondering how they can support you. I know they can go there. Is there anywhere else people in the audience can go to support you or to help or to volunteer for what you're fighting for the 11th Congressional District in Ohio?
Well, that's it, Dixon. They can sign up to volunteer. We're doing text and phone banking. So just please, time, talent, and treasure. And then there are lots of grassroots organizations that are in support of this campaign that have come out. Democracy for America, MoveOn.org, Roots Action, Progressive Democrats of America, Our Revolution. I'm not sure if I said Our Revolution. I led that organization. Yeah, so you can join an organization, join a movement. And I do want, Rebecca, and I want Dixon, I do want people to know that this is so much bigger than me. This ain't about me. I'm just a tool. I'm just a conduit. All of us, titles are good, but purpose is better. And we need more purpose-driven people from all walks of life, conscious-minded people, whether you are Black or white or Hispanic or indigenous or Asian or just kind of like that swirl in between, no matter how you identify, gay or straight, baby, atheist, agnostic, Christian, Jew, Gentile, Muslim, baby. It don't matter. If you are a conscious-minded person, baby, we can do a great work together. I want folks to join on and help us go to Congress. I am going to take the people who are suffering the most with me as I walk the halls of Congress. We will and we can do great things together.
Yeah.
This is bigger than me. This is bigger than my run. This is about a movement to change things for the poor, the working poor, and the barely middle class in these United States of America. And by extension, the world, because Dr. King already told us what happens to one directly happens to us all indirectly. We got to deal with what's happening in our nation. But we also have to understand that we are citizens of the world. And baby, if you didn't understand that pandemic, in the words of my grandma, show enough. Grandma would say, show enough. I know that pandemic, show enough. Then let you know that there's an intersectionality in all that we do, the air that we breathe. The food that we eat, the lives that we live, baby, are all intersectional. We need each other.
Absolutely. Well, if all hearts and minds are clear.
Look, I hope everybody was fed this morning. It's only 9:30. Show is over. Look, it's over. It's over.
It's all right.
I really hope everybody received. I hope everybody received and what Senator Turner was saying, because this is where we change. This is where we can definitely, things can start being different. The things that we're asking for, we can see a new America. Literally, this is not impossible for us if we go by and follow these things. This is why we need leaders like her. Understand? I'm not just saying that to say that. I'm not trying to sell her. Did you just hear what she said? These are things that will benefit us. And on that note, my heart and mind is clear.
Sister Rebecca and Brother Dixon, can I just close on two things? And I appreciate you guys giving me the space and the bandwidth, and for us to have sometimes the purge. I mean, we talked about the good and we're talking about some things that people might not want to touch upon and think about. We got to think about it all, the yin and the yang. But I do see that there's promise in the problem. And I run because, you know, Rebecca, when you ask me, I mean, our ancestors and even people who are living right here today, it ain't just about our ancestors. It's about elders that are living today that can tell a different story about what they had to endure. I'm running for the past. I'm running for the present. And baby, I am running for the future. But there are two quotes that bookend our campaign. And when I say our, I mean this progressive movement, because this is our campaign. One is what Congresswoman Barbara Jordan said. What the people want is very simple. This ain't complicated. They want an America as good as his promise. That's why I run. Medicare for all, canceling student debt, reforming the criminal justice system. Not just what's happening in the streets from law enforcement agencies, but it's in the courtrooms, baby. It's the prosecutors we elect. It is all of that. It's the prison industrial complex. All of that. All of that matters. It's the environment. It's all of that. So what the people want is very simple. They want an America as good as his promise. Congresswoman Barbara Jordan. And the other book into it does come from the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I don't have this one memorized, but I just want to share this with your viewers. And I'm asking people to listen to this with their heart. He said the following: power without love is reckless and abusive. And love without power is sentimental and anemic. Power at its best is love implementing the demands of justice. And justice at its best is power correcting everything that stands against love. Baby, this is power and love together. And that is why I am running, to use those two forces in this universe to stand up against anything that is unjust. That's it. And that's all.
Listen, Senator Nina Turner, everybody, Senator Nina Turner for Congress. Make sure that you visit ninaturner.com. Am I right? ninaturner.com. Yes. And with that being said, you guys, we'll have more Like It or Not right after this. Y'all go ahead and take a breather real quick. Let that sit in your sizzle in your spirit.
You need to play some Kirk Franklin after that, James. Go ahead.
I can't even talk, man. That thing shot up in my sauna now, boy. Like, ooh, Jesus. Ooh. Senator Nina Turner, thank you so much, y'all. Producers, make sure you clip everything on that. My God, today. Ooh, Jesus. Man, that was amazing, boy. I am Lord, boy. I'm about to run around this room. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get y'all to some of this music. Let y'all die. Woo! Yes, Lord. Like for real, some Kirk Franklin needs to be played right now. enjoyed that as much as we did, y'all. Welcome to Like It or Not. Good morning, y'all. March 3rd. It's Hump Day. Hump Day.
I am so lucky to be with you.
Good morning, y'all. Good morning, everyone. Make sure that y'all are hitting that like button. Now be smashing the hell out of that like button right now, boy. I can't hit the like button enough right now.
And I go with you. You're a believer in a life that's
Melody right, close enough.
You're a believer in a world that's filled with magic. Let's go dancing till the sun comes up again.
Good morning, mama. Good morning, sensation, y'all. I see y'all in the chat, y'all. Good morning, y'all. Martha, good morning. Shout out to the Lions Den. I see y'all. Good morning, Lions Den family. Shout out to everybody that's streaming us on Facebook right now, y'all. Good morning, y'all. And Twitch, I can't forget about y'all too. Good morning.
It's been a rough day, and I stare at the walls surrounding me. I let go of my thoughts, and I go with you.
Priscilla, oh, just wonderful.
In a life that's less dramatic, you're a believer.
Are y'all talking about me?
In a world that's filled with
Yeah, I was shouting.
That's why I love you. Let's go dancing.
Afraid not. Right, do the hustle.
Dancing till the sun comes up again.
Mama Bina, good morning, East Point neighbor.
You're a believer
Go cool.
in a world that's filled with magic. We'll keep dancing till the sun comes
Okay,
up
Rebecca. Dwayne, right.
Talk to me nice, talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes, don't let it fall on me. Say you're a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it. See how rewind, when we rewind, feels so nice. We time, you I know how to make me feel right. I can't help have this sweet talk. I'm already on my way. I'm pulling up, don't be late. I'm cutting through all the lanes. Sweet talk.
Courtney, I appreciate that. Marsha, you better twirl, I see you.
I'm already on my way, on my way. Why you blushing? Yeah, sweet concussion. Oh, you miss my touching. Good girl. Show me something. Give me more than one thing. I need more than less than I do. Say you're a good guy. Make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it. I wanna see it. See how.
Daddy, I appreciate that.
Feels so nice. I can't help. Got this sweet talk. I'm already on my way.
Thank you.
Right here with you way too long. Don't want nothing here or now. But I'm done waiting. Done wasting my time. Sweet talk, I'm already on my way. I'm pulling up, don't be late. I'm cutting through all the lanes.
Seven, sweetheart, I appreciate that. But Timmy, that was called You're a Believer. All right, y'all. Welcome back to the screen. Rebecca and Benjamin.
Look, I'm still getting ready. I wasn't ready.
Ooh,
I wasn't ready.
She wasn't ready.
I wasn't
ready. No. Hey, man, get out of my head, James. Me and James,
I've been in sync today.
We've been in sync all day,
bro.
That's the brother. That's the brotherhood. It's neat. I went to church. I just had church, y'all. I'm sorry. And
Whole church.
Senator Turner would do it to you. So much so that in between takes, I was in the background doing my little shout dance, and one of the producers was like, "What has Ben doing?"
No, he said Ben's back there trying to wake up, and I wasn't even looking at the screen, and he's just jumping around. I said, "Oh no," I wasn't even looking at the screen. I already knew what it was. Nah, he's shouting.
Right,
he back there shouting.
I did not know that y'all could see me that far the distance, but you know, hey man, like Senator Turner is phenomenal, and you know, y'all go vote for that woman. Donate, help her
when
get
time comes,
because we absolutely need people who have that conviction. That conviction, man. That's what I'm talking about.
How can you not, though? How can you not hear somebody who wants good for everyone, but specifically folks that have never had good done for them? People who look like her and represent that. How can Black folks and others not care and not see how big that is?
And not only not care, but fight so hard against it.
Fight so hard against it. And then it be your own. That's what I'm saying. And they don't understand that the right is going to do the most to cause division in this space. We don't see that with them. They don't have the we just know Republicans to be Republicans. Here with us, just because we have different thought process, they want to definitely break it up to these labels and things like that, and then cause us to be against each other when we're all under the damn umbrella of being Democrat, whatever, right?
We are, and we all are fighting against the same white supremacy. Right? Like
wanting the same end goal, not all of us want the same end goal, but
that's the problem.
For the most part, Black folks, we want the same end goal. And if we get together, we should be able to produce a congresswoman out of Senator Nina Turner.
Let me tell you something. I just dropped some green tea in this thing right here on that break. This green tea is bussin'. Rebecca, what else you watching? Pay me no attention.
Meanwhile, I got ginger tea, and ginger tea is the best. But what else I am watching? Let's take a look at what we got. Before I get to what's going on, I really wanted to play a cute little video.
Oh, yeah.
And look, take us back down a little bit, get us off because I'm ready to shout still. It's just in my like you said, Bubba, it's in my shanana. But I wanted to play this video of this cutie patootie lifting our spirits as well.
Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. And Jesus Christ. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh,
she going in.
Oh, happy day.
Right here.
Going in.
Right here. Daddy's like, baby. Okay, have your moment.
She put them shoulders in there.
The same girl. Oh man.
It was the stank face she gave herself. Like, yes, I did
queen.
that.
Yes, right. Princess. That's what now. I know Dad is he's playing around, right? He's acting like, oh, what is she doing? But you know that man is so proud of his little baby now.
He uses her. Look, because if I have a kid, when I have a kid, y'all know I've been talking about this for a minute. So,
why you think I work so hard? I be seeing brilliant
use
dudes.
These kids.
I be saying like, Rebecca, I know you try to get it done, and never mind. Go.
I'm trying to pop them out so I can put them to work. What you mean?
Right. Like, look, I need you to do this right quick. I'm gonna set up this camera, and I want you to just act like you can sing, okay?
Yeah.
And so I could tweet out that my 1-year-old daughter just came and told me when I said I didn't have no money, Mama, it's okay. I know we're gonna make money. So I can tweet that out. My 1-year-old daughter said that. Because they be lying.
Because your 1-year-old daughter ain't saying nothing but blah, 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 blah. That's all they be on the internet lying on their babies. Because show me a video or it didn't happen. My 2-year-old discussed the inequality. No, they didn't.
If my 2-year-old can talk about social injustices, and talk about
my 2-year-old's gonna ask for reparations. We need reparations. We need what? Reparations.
Reparations.
Your 2-year-old did not say that, sweetie. Your 2-year-old
lying on y'all
was
children
telling
like
you
that.
No when you told her to sit down. Stop playing with me.
Lying on y'all children.
Y'all badass kids. Stop playing with me.
Little white baby, they be like the little white babies. My white baby, 3 years old, said Black Lives Matter. Actually,
Black Lives
They
Matter.
don't say 3 years old. They be like, my baby, my 36-month-old baby.
It's time to stop counting the months. It get a little more complicated over 2 years. You know what I mean?
Why am I still saying my baby is 36 months? My baby knows how to say a few things. Okay, my baby's pee is has ammonia in it now. It's grown folks pee. It ain't baby pee no more.
Rebecca, you can leave it to Rebecca to say ammonia. Like, my God. Anyway, what? Hey, listen. Coming to America 2. It's coming out this week. We got to find a way for all of us to watch it together. We got to find a way for us as a group. Unfortunately, that means you got to have Amazon Prime, and I absolutely hate Amazon. And Jeff Bezos has a seat in hell next to
I have
Donald
Amazon
Trump.
Prime.
But I do have Amazon Prime.
Too.
It's not even mine. Look, everybody's system on my TV ain't mine. Do I even have it? It's everybody else's on mine. But yeah, I will be watching.
Black folks.
You can't do nothing with us. It is the best. But Rebecca, what's that thing? I saw a headline about the first Coming to America movie. Eddie Murphy just did an interview about. What you have that? So
while on Jimmy Kimmel, Eddie Murphy revealed that Paramount wouldn't let them film Coming to America with an all-black cast, saying that they forced them to hire a white actor. Let's take a look.
Because the whole cast is black, and this was back in the 80s. So it was like, we have to have a white person. We can't it has to be a white person in the movie. What? And so it was, who's the funniest white guy around, right? And then Louis, we knew him, was cool with him. And so that's how Louis got in the movie.
Wow.
Louis, which one was Louis in the movie from Coming to America?
He was the fry guy. He was the guy.
He passed away. Yeah. Then he
started off sweeping. I started off sweeping, and then in 2 weeks I moved up to fry. He's a good dude though.
But he was. I think he was necessary though for the movie, not because he was white, but because he brought that person that was necessary to the movie.
He brought that character to life.
Yeah, he brought that character to life. And but at the same time, we shouldn't be forced.
Yeah, and that's a fact.
To be put in no white folks and none of our production, because at the end of the day, y'all had to create diversity and inclusion just yesterday to include us into y'all movies, into the background, the production. Y'all just had to do that. So in order for that movie, and then it was said to Eddie Murphy and them that the movie wouldn't be where it was without them having,
Wait, they said that after the fact?
This is what that was talked about. Like, basically the movie could have not been as big as what it was, which look what happened with that movie, with a mostly 99.6% black cast.
Because Louis was a big dude, yeah.
But he was a good dude. He was a good. I ain't got nothing bad to say about that man. He was a good man.
Just from one big man to another. That's all.
Right. We can say that. We big people. We can say that.
But
I say that to say, honestly, don't ever, and I'm glad that Eddie Murphy did add who they needed to add. But at the same time, in these spaces, I thank God that we have elevated about this much when it comes to our space in film and our space for television shows, that we can shoot to have an all-Black production team and shoot to have an all-Black cast. And don't ever tell us that we need to add a little sprinkle of whatever, because it makes it better. It makes it more inclusive when you guys have so much work out there that has garnered God knows how much attention. And we watched it because society told us that was okay. We thought it was normal to watch this all white situation at the movie theaters and us not see ourselves on screen until somebody thought, I don't see myself on screen. So when we do all Black casts, and we do that. And just like when Black Panther, remember when me and you were talking about it, Ben?
Yeah.
When the movie first came out. And we had to combat, get them together, gather them up, read them for filth, and send them back to, whoever.
The sender.
Yes, because at the end of the day, they try to tell us, why do they have an all Black cast? That's racist. Let me tell you something, Karen. Like, you need to focus on y'all movies being all white and all that stuff. We got them together. Yeah, go watch I watched The Notebook, and then our version of The Notebook is Love and Basketball. Right?
Love and Basketball.
So leave us alone. Let us be. Why
colonizer? You missed it. You got to drop the. Leave us alone, colonizer.
Leave us alone, colonizer.
Leave us alone, colonizer.
Hey,
he ain't getting no house in Love and Basketball.
That said, I need to put this out in the universe, Eddie, and everybody else. We need a remake to Harlem Nights as well, right? I'm looking forward to Come to America too. It's gonna be dope, but I need Harlem Nights because that one that's the movie for me right there.
Oh no, man! I don't know if the second Harlem Nights. I don't know if it'll be good.
You don't think it'll be good?
A sequel to Harlem Nights? No.
Yeah.
Coming to America, I think it would be okay. It's all right to remake, because they still got the majority of the characters are here. But Harlem Nights, ain't nobody left. If you really think about it.
I don't want them to be. I don't want to do a remake. I want Harlem Nights 2, like an actual.
You want an actual sequel?
Yeah, an actual sequel where you could just. I mean, they could even do a remake, right? We talked about. I think somebody said Della Reese's role. She's gone. Could be played by Monique. Somebody else said that Queen Latifah would do a good job.
I was gonna say Queen Latifah.
Queen Latifah. Then you got Eddie Murphy. He's still around. Still look young as ever. Who else would you cast? Who would you cast in Harlem Nights 2? Because I would do Eddie.
Oh,
yes. Lunel,
Dwayne. Again, Dwayne, when you do these jokes, you got to make sure the audience can hear you because they be thinking we crazy. They be thinking we be looking
like You looking like
they
want to laugh too, Dwayne. They love your voice, by the way. Meanwhile, he's a married man.
Oh man,
Rebecca, bro. I hate Rebecca.
All of it. All right, so let's do this. Let's talk about another story here. We have two more guests that are coming in a few minutes, but I do want to talk about the testimony that happened yesterday with FBI Director Christopher Wray, as he had to answer ridiculous questions from elected officials who tried to throw the responsibility of the January 6th treasonous event, terrorist event, at the feet of leftists or quote unquote fake Trump supporters. We have a couple of clips. I want to take a look at this first clip as he responded to this foolishness.
And I understand from your testimony previously that you did not see Antifa or left-wing groups playing a significant role in the January 6th insurrection.
Certainly, while we're equal opportunity and looking for violent extremism of any ideology, we have not to date seen any evidence of anarchist violent extremists or people subscribing to Antifa in connection with the 6th. That doesn't mean we're not looking, and we'll continue to look, but at the moment we have not seen that.
So even having to address it in this way, right, in this manner, because what Republicans have consistently done through this entire episode is to try to confuse the issue. They've tried to throw off responsibility for their followers, for their supporters, for the people who voted for them, marching up the steps of the Capitol in order to overthrow the results of this election and to overthrow the government, quite frankly. And so Republicans have consistently forwarded this narrative that it wasn't really Donald Trump supporters. And so to me, it's like, it's still like lockstep key with the just complete absurdity of this country, because, you know, we looked at there were Trump flags, right? There were people out there with their Make America Great Again hats on. Like, there are people out there willing to die and willing to kill with all their weapons on behalf of Donald Trump. Now, FBI Director Wray added that over 300 people had been charged in connection with the events of January 6th, including Oath Keepers, which are overwhelmingly 100% conservatives, what I'm saying, overwhelmingly, and the Proud Boys. The Proud Boys that Donald Trump himself literally said, stand back and stand by. And so while Republican politicians are trying to confuse the situation, the fact of the matter is the people who are being arrested for it are literally the most conservative Donald Trump supporters that you can imagine. So Rebecca and James, it's just another, they just think we boo-boo the fool. They think that we don't understand, like we should not believe our lying behind eyes, right? But we know what we saw. We know we know what they were after. They were after getting Donald Trump in office. As a matter of fact, they have plans for tomorrow, March 4th. They have plans tomorrow to do part 2 of this to make sure that Donald Trump stays in power. So to me, it's like, at what level of, we couldn't get away with this. Children in your house couldn't get away with this. This is literally like a kid with their hand in the cookie jar looking at mama and saying, I don't have my hand in the cookie jar. But yet and still, this is going all the way to the U.S. Senate, all the way to the U.S. steps of Congress. I don't know. It's just a level of absurdity that is so ridiculous. And now I understand why they're able to get away with what they get away with, because we entertain it. We let them bring us that foolishness without us just shutting it down and saying, shut the hell up with all them lying ass lies. Rebecca.
And that song, Mary Had a Little Lamb. Listen,
Mary Had a Little Lamb.
I just, like, that was it. Because, no, I don't understand. And I don't know why I always say I don't understand. I say a lot of things, but that's one I say a lot, but I really don't get it. The fact that there is an alleged or could possibly be another insurrection tomorrow, or because it's not going to happen, but not there at least. But these people are still organizing. 2 months ago, old boy was kicked out of office, sent out of here. Goodbye, bye-bye. And yet, when you're driving down somewhere in Palm Beach, these folks are still on the highway with their Trump flags. And it's almost like they are preparing for something to come. Because there is no way that 2 months in, they are still in the same place gathering with Trump signs. And I just don't get it. Move on. Go home. Feed your kids. Go. Just go, Roach. Get out of here. Like, you just want to spray them. It's terrible.
Did you call them a whole cockroach?
Yes, because they're impossible to, I feel like they're impossible to get rid of. But yeah, it's just, I don't see the purpose in them doing this, but yet I'm always surprised, because then we get things like the insurrection, and me calling it an insurrection, right? The terrorist attack, terrorist attack. Okay, then we get. I literally say, I look at this like, why are they doing this? It's not going to be nothing of it. The next day, these people literally get up close and personal in these faces of the leaders, threaten them,
like and their lives, their actual lives.
Them. Yeah,
but see, that shows you how far they're willing to go on behalf of white supremacy. This is the thing that I keep saying, right? You got the military-industrial complex, which is basically America, right? When we say the military-industrial complex, we need to understand that as the cornerstone of America. Mess with that, and you generally find yourself on the receiving end of a sniper's rifle, historically. But they are so committed. America, that military-industrial complex, is so committed to white supremacy that they let these folks march up the steps and undermine and literally threaten the halls of their power. These folks threatened the vice president. Not that I too much care because it was Mike Pence, but I'm just saying it still was the vice president of the United States. They literally broke into the office of the speaker. They took laptops with confidential information on it. Like, folks, people have received a sniper's rifle bullet for much less than this throughout, but those people usually have a complexion like ours, right? It's when we challenge America from the side of justice that this military industrial complex is activated, and all of a sudden they got to make sure that they got operatives in every single one of our organizations, right? That's when they got to make sure that they have to flood our communities with crack cocaine, right? That's when they have to make sure they do all the things that they have done historically to black people to crush us, but they're perfectly okay. I don't care. Arrested 300? No, bro, there was like 10,000 people out there. 10,000, 20, I don't even know how many, but it was a lot of it. It was more than 300.
And the feds know that they have... sorry, babe.
Nah, go ahead. Go ahead. The feds know.
Feds, you know, because it might not even be that I cut you off, but it's just there's just like
a continuation.
Yeah.
A continuation of whatever. Go ahead. Yeah. The feds know. Go ahead.
The feds know exactly who did this. The feds. They know exactly who did this. They have the means to find these folks. Yet they went out into the public and said, if you can help us find...
Exactly. They're asking us.
What are you... I don't know why that's the voice I've been using all week for folks. If you can help us find...
help us find this person we have a clear picture of.
Right? It's almost saying you too can sponsor a child for $3.25 a month.
You too can help us find a white supremacist terrorist by calling the... But check this out. They can find leftists, some of our comrades. They could find like an quote unquote Antifa, right? There's no organization, but they'll find somebody based on a tattoo on their knuckle, right? They got high resolution images. They zoom in. Oh, we recognize that tattoo. And then they do that. And like they literally can do that, but they're looking to us to help them find these 10,000. I know where you find them. Hell, they're on Twitter right now. They're on YouTube right now, right? The reason they can't find them because they related to them. That's what it is. They are related to them, and that's their family.
That's their people.
That's what it is.
All of them. They all know, like, see, I done told Billy not to go up there. And me being the federal agent, because that's when they accent come out. When they on the phone with him. Like, I will be there. Listen.
Oh, no. You go, Rebecca.
Billy's not supposed to go up there. Now, me as a federal agent, I'm over here to bust my chops. Just let me stop playing.
No. You done started it. We're going to do it. You done started it. We're going to do it. So when they answer the phone for the rest of us, hello, you've reached the Federal Bureau of Investigations. How can I help you? And then when they realize it was their people, like, hey, Susie, why you let Jim Bob go up there and run up them?
Didn't I tell you not to take your ass up them goddamn steps, Susan? You broke the door.
We're going to do it like
that.
That.
You on camera. There's nothing I can do.
Thank you for calling the Federal Bureau of Investigations. We are looking for information. What do you mean, Jim Bob? Jim Bob? No, I'm stop. we assholes. We're
terrible. No, the fact that everybody
they got their own code switching.
Yes, we all had a southern accent somewhere in there, or a country, or something that we know represented them folks that was over there at the Capitol. Because we already knew they was missing about 4 to the top.
Oh, come
on. They was missing about 4 to the top. And they had on that red damn hat. Pants didn't fit. Because they not eating.
In their Roto-Rooter, bro.
They not eating where they from. They don't have enough food to feed the kids.
Hop around.
Medical insurance, but they're fighting for some.
No, wait a minute. Rebecca, they were up there to hover around. Remember those little scooters that they do? Oh, my goodness. Oh, we laughing at them. But, you know, there was some people up there with their private jets. They're souped up $80,000 trucks.
That's the other side of it, though. Other side of it, though. And those people are protected. But then there were other people that worked for.
Yeah.
That worked for the Capitol. You know, there are other people that had positions. Okay. And this is what you have to understand. Your leaders wanted this to happen. Your leaders were the cause of that woman getting shot. I mean, she was the cause of it too. But that's what your leaders were the cause of what's not being highly reported, what the brutality that happened to the police, right? And this was a story for y'all to talk about, but the fact that it was at your hands. Y'all did it. Y'all did it.
Oh man! Hey, shout out to Rachel Atwood. She said it's not Jim Bob. It was Cody, Ryder, and Pierce. Right, the opposite side of the coin. Like, because you had a whole bunch. Let me tell you, the people they arresting.
Live in the suburbs.
Let's be real. The folks that they are arresting, the overwhelming majority of the folks they arrested, I bet you they probably can't afford an attorney. Right, the folks who are not being arrested are the ones who can afford an attorney. That's the Codys, the Jim Bobs. I'm sorry, not the Jim Bob. I'm just saying. It's just Jim Bob keeps slipping in there.
The Bills, because his name is William. But
William. William. I was going to say William Jefferson, but that's the Clinton. Anyway, I digress. The point is, let's move on to another story before I dig Richard.
Richard, because they call him, and I don't know. Richard is Rick.
Yeah, Rick.
No, Richard is Dick. Richard is Dick.
You're right. Richard is Dick. Y'all, that's crazy. I'm out of here.
Hey, listen,
I'm out of here. I'll see y'all later.
Let's flip this on his head. Real quick. We got a clip. I haven't watched this clip, so I don't even know what's in it for sure. I just know it's involving Snoop Dogg, right? We're just going to take a quick segue while we wait on our next guest. And Dwayne, just let me know when we're ready. The Snoop Dogg was playing a video game, and he was streaming on Twitch Sunday, and it did not go the way he wanted it to. And after about 15 minutes of playing Madden online against some other folks and getting his butt beat pretty badly, Snoop stood up and started to lose it. So it's just take a look at my brother from the Long Beach, Compton.
Look at this.
Wait, where'd the rest of his dreads go?
It's just he got a big forehead.
Okay.
You know he likes Stevie with the dreads.
I don't know, something fine about Snoop. It's
fine?
the hoodness.
Snoop? Oh, the goodness, okay. We can't even hear what he's saying because he's cussing every word.
Look at
this. Oh man, we can't even enjoy it. We can't enjoy it because it's just one of those.
It's to the people. He's mad.
He's about to throw. He's about to throw something. Oh, there it is. He mad for real.
Did he hit the blunt?
So I know the frustration because when you be playing a game and you going good, you get into it, and then all of a sudden you lose. You just throw the controller across the room, just smash the TV, and just hit everything. So I understand his frustration.
We smashed the TV
on allegedly.
No, I'm just playing, but I ain't gonna smash the TV.
To make it worse, he didn't realize that he had left his Twitch stream running, and so it ran for like another 6 hours after that. You could hear him in the background.
Wait a minute, Dwayne. I know the people have to hear you at this point. You're carrying on the whole conversation. Okay.
What?
He's giving context to the story. So what was it, Dwayne?
He didn't know that he had left his stream on for like 6 hours after he stopped the game. So
6 whole hours.
Yeah, there were people just watching his stream for hours, and he was playing a bunch of music in the background and didn't realize it, and he just came back and turned it off once he realized he had left it on.
6 whole hours. I'm glad that's all he was doing.
No lives though to be sitting there and watching stream doing nothing because they want to catch him. See, messy folks.
Messy.
They want to catch him doing some stuff that he ain't got no business doing.
Oh man.
So that's why people are fans too. But this is why you gotta be more careful.
They're the most efficient feds.
Gotta be careful. Yeah.
They're the most efficient feds, if you ask me. All right, let's take let's take a real quick break. James, give us some music. When we come back, we're gonna continue on with more Like It or Not. We'll be right back after this.
Shout out to everybody that's watching this, y'all, be it on YouTube, stream, YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook. We thank y'all for so much tuning in and watching us, y'all. So we're going to get into some of this good music. Shut up.
You know Les got them hits, right?
flying away in spiral. You would've thought it's a typo. Taking a gamble, I know. I'm flying away in spiral. They heard of me, no.
Good morning to everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning, y'all. Hope y'all are enjoying the show. Make sure that you go to patreon.com/the BPD show. Patreon.com/the BPD show to join and support. And then when you become a patron, you get a chance to join us in the VIP room in the Lion's Den, and also gain access to exclusive content and be a part of the patron parties, which I DJ and which are freaking awesome one going down this Friday, y'all. So make sure that you get joined, y'all, okay?
Boy, we look like we running an option. Anybody can score and we popping. Post none of this gold, I be copping. Do numbers and style to crossfire. But you chasing the hustle like Quagmire. I take some money, want dead guys. Then I get up in the air now like flying away in spiral. You would've thought it's a typo. Taking a gamble, I know. I'm flying away in spiral. They heard of me in no bio. I'm fire for real, that spiral. You look at these wings of spiral. I'm flying away in spiral. Every time I drop, say it's a fire in the sky. It's like a spear bomb.
So I was able to do the show without my glasses today, y'all. Yeah. I guess it's alright, but now my eyes look squinty every time I smile.
Insomniac hoodie and sandals. Boys ain't taking no gambles.
And make sure that you get the join our community on the Voices by Action Sprout app, y'all. So that way you can join, like it or not, send us content, videos, pictures, music, whatever it is that you have, and we'll get it played on there, y'all. So make sure that you get the Voices by Action Sprout app and join the Like It or Not community.
I'm just winning for now when you tamper. I'm flying away in spiral. You would've thought it's a typo. Taking a gamble, I know. I'm flying away in spiral. They heard of me in no bio. I'm fire for real, that spiral. Look at these wings of spiral. I'm flying away in spiral.
Say it again, say it again. You're saying you're sorry, so say it again. Only you.
Shout out to the Nat Squad, Nat A, Nat M. Good morning, y'all.
Say you love me, then you take it back. Say it again, say it again. You want my forgiveness, so say it again. You're my thunder of my darkest night. You just can't go back and make it right. Cause it's too late.
Magdalene, I appreciate that.
Your time is up. Damage done and now it's done.
Shout out to the Lion's Den. What up, Lion's Den? I hope y'all enjoying this.
You roll the dice and now you have to pay the price. Yeah.
Bruce Lavely, right? Rico, what's going on, brother?
I'm not even sorry.
Fairy girl, good morning.
I'm in a better place now.
I like this song.
Gonna worry, no, I'm not even sorry. You're gonna be the lonely one. Say it again, say it again.
Autumn Sword. If there was a non-copyright version of that, I definitely would play it. That good old Bobby Womack.
My heart was open wide. I could feel it breaking deep inside. Cause it's too late. Your time is up. Damage done and now we're stuck. Cause it's too late. You roll the dice.
Annie Mac, I appreciate that.
You have to pay the price. Oh, I'm in a better place now. I'm not gonna worry, no. I'm not even sorry. You're gonna be the lonely one. I'm in a better place now. I'm not gonna worry, no. I'm not even sorry. You're gonna be the lonely one. I'm in a better place now. I'm not gonna worry, no.
Mariella, greatly appreciate that. And y'all make sure that y'all like and subscribe. Y'all like, subscribe, share. You always know when liking or not is going down, y'all.
I'm not even sorry. You're gonna be the lonely one.
you so much.
Take a look at me now. I can't explain for the life of me what you did.
Jonathan, good morning. Facebook family, what's going on, y'all? Good morning. Switch, we see y'all. This has a CeeLo vibe to it.
When my heart is discovered, you set me free. You believe in me. Now you're here with me, and we're walking on cloud nine. Yeah, we're walking on cloud nine. Yeah, we're walking on cloud nine. I've been a fool to live without your love. It's like I've been waiting around for you. Why did you take so long to come to me? Maybe you were waiting around for me too. So I feel you're some kind of wonderful, some kind of magical woman. My love's for real. I need to show you right now. Take a look at me now. I can't explain for the life of me what you did to me when I met you last summer. You set me free. You believed in me. Now you're here with me, and we're walking on cloud nine. I'm wide awake and
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the screen. Mr. Benjamin Dixon.
Welcome back to Like It or Not, where we're free to tell the truth and not care who doesn't like it. Joining me now is Ken Klippenstein, who's a reporter for The Intercept. And he is notoriously efficient and effective with the Freedom of Information Act requests to get major scoops on all kinds of stories. Ken, first and foremost, thanks for joining us. How are you this morning?
Hey, I'm doing all right. How are you doing, Ben?
Doing great. You dropped a recent article for The Intercept, and the context of it is the Obama administration prosecuting more than twice as many leakers under the World War I era Espionage Act, as well as previous administrations combined. However, the Trump administration blew that number out of the water. Could you talk about what you found with your investigation?
Yeah, what's incredible is that, as you said, the number of individuals who leaked to the press and were prosecuted, not just prosecuted for leaking classified information, but prosecuted under the Espionage Act, which in itself is a very controversial thing to do. Because, you know, whatever you think of disclosing classified information to the public, to the members of the news media, how is that espionage? You're not selling that to a foreign adversary like Russia or China or Iran. But setting that aside, there was already a record number under the Obama administration, more than twice as many prosecutions of those cases than every preceding administration combined. So a huge number under the Biden administration. And as you say, the Trump administration, they referred even more than the Obama administration did. They referred over 300 cases of classified leaks to the press, to the Justice Department for prosecution. So that in itself is an astonishing number. And it suggests that there is a trend afoot. We're going to see how the Biden administration manages dealing with this. But, you know, I cover national security a lot. And even for people that are not leaking classified information, this has the effect of scaring everyone. I have countless examples of people that are just like, oh, God, I don't want to give you a quote. And I say to them, well, this isn't even classified. They're like, well, who knows what could be, you know, there are things that could be retroactively classified, things that everyone knows are classified somewhere on the books, and they could throw the book at you using that. So it has a chilling effect on people being able to talk to the press. And that's really what hurts the.
Yeah. I want to
consuming news, which I hope is. Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah. Sorry about that delay there for a second, but I want to contextualize this a little bit more for the audience, for people who may not understand, like how impactful this is for journalism, for reporting, for investigative reporters, for how we find out information about our government. Because the government has the capacity to hide as much as they want to hide. But in addition to hiding things behind the veil of confidentiality, they now are using a very aggressive, and I can't just say now because it's been happening for some time, right? They are aggressively going after not only people who leak information, but now, in a sense, they're trying to instill a fear in journalists from even receiving that information. So could you just break it down to the real practical, why does this matter to somebody on the streets versus the intricacies of it, which are equally as important, but help everyone understand why this matters?
Yeah, so this isn't something that just affects journalists, although, at first glance it might look that way. The quality of the reporting that you're going to get is going to be a lot lower. There's going to be more focus on, palace intrigue. What did Melania say? What did, Jill Biden say? This kind of thing, rather than the really sensitive stuff that gives you insight into what are we doing overseas? How is the war machine being handled? And it's not just military stuff. There are things the FBI has that are classified. There are things law enforcement has that are classified. And as I said before, it's not just classified information. People end up getting the attitude, oh God, this is scary. I don't want to talk to the press at all. So what you end up getting is more puff pieces, more opinion stuff, more things that don't give you an idea of what's going on that's actionable, that police, military, intelligence community might be doing. And all of that stuff is on the rise, not just since 9/11, but now we've got the Capitol thing going on. The riot that took place on January 6th, there's a debate right now about whether they want to pass a new law it's kind of similar to the Patriot Act, where they would be able to designate domestic groups terrorist organizations. And it's extremely hard, just from my personal experience, to get people to talk about these things because they're so scared of the Justice Department and this sort of machine gun approach they have of referring I said before, over 300 leaks referred to the FBI for investigation, potentially prosecution, under 4 years. Bear in mind, that was a one-term administration. So that's more than Obama's 2 terms. So this is clearly on the rise. And again, the effect that has is just shoddier, lower quality, less aggressive reporting all around for anyone to read.
So what they've done is they've relegated us to covering, like you said, the puff pieces versus the things that matter. And if we are really serious about anything that we talk about as progressives, as people who want liberation for all people, domestically and foreign, this strikes at the core of our ability to hold this government accountable. And in your reporting, you said 334 leaks were referred to for FBI criminal investigation underneath the Trump administration. And I know we don't have a crystal ball, but do you think this is going to continue to expand? Because there's an expansion of this, right? There was an expansion underneath Barack Obama. So to me, and then expanded, obviously, even more so underneath Donald Trump. There seems to be a consensus across party lines as it pertains to instilling this kind of fear in not only journalists, but the general public in terms of holding the government accountable. So talk about that consensus and whether or not you think this trajectory is going to continue in this direction.
Yeah, I think it's certainly possible it'll get worse. Early signs don't look great. I cite in the piece the example that the Trump administration established. They were referring so many of these cases of prosecution to the FBI that the FBI ended up opening a new leaks unit specifically for media leaks. And someone in the former counterintelligence official within the FBI told me that this was set up for all of the cases they were going after because of the Russia investigation. If you want people to stop talking to the press, a good way to do it isn't even necessarily prosecute them, but to just send the FBI in. You start polygraphing people and, interviewing them and threatening them with potential prosecution. That in itself is going to be enough for everyone to be like, whoa, we better stop talking to the New York Times about what's going on here. And so I asked the administration I asked the FBI, did you guys close down that new leak investigations unit? And they did respond, but they didn't want to comment. They said, no comment. And so you can guess what that means. Certainly the trend line is going upwards from, not just, Bush was an increase over his predecessor. Obama was a significant increase over Bush. And now we see in one term, Trump's done more referrals than in 2 terms of Obama. So certainly the trend line is not looking good.
And then a couple more questions here, because you've worked for quite a few extremely reputable outlets, right? And everywhere you go, you fight, and your tool is the Freedom of Information Act, right? FOIA requests. Have you seen, and this is not for you to talk about any of your previous employers, but in the industry in general, are these media outlets a little more hesitant and reserved in terms of going after this information because of this escalation? Or are you seeing, I'm hoping, the opposite possibility, which is these outlets are like, no, let's double down and fight even harder? What is kind of the sentiment that you're seeing in the industry?
Well, there is a lot of anxiety. A lot of the bigger news organizations, they have attorneys, and their goal is to, minimize risk. And I'll give you an example. There was one big outlet that everyone would recognize. I don't want to name names. That had their legal team sit down their reporters and say, don't tell people to install encryption. And I thought, that's weird. Encryption is a way that you can protect your communications from, penetration, not just from law enforcement, but from foreign intelligence services, hackers, so on and so forth. And I said to my friend, why did they say that? And she said to me, oh, they told us that they're worried that this could be construed as conspiracy. And I said, conspiracy to what? She's like, well, conspiracy to disclose classified information. So it's like, the idea, the fear was that we're helping somebody in this endeavor of telling us what's going on, and maybe the Justice Department could say then that we've engaged conspiracy to disclose this information, and that to me sounds crazy. And I mean, that's one example of several that I can mention. But if they're too scared to install encryption, you can assume that they're going to be nervous about talking and publishing certain things. So it's a very subtle thing of kind of self-censoring, and some of it may not even be conscious. You may just become more cautious in what you do and say as a consequence of all this.
I just got to emphasize something here. You said that they're even saying don't install encryption on their phones. Like, for example, like don't install the Signal app and communicate that way because then it can be construed. So what do we do? I don't like this may not, I don't know if you've thought about this, and I don't know if this is a good question for you, but it begs the question. What the hell do we do when we have this all-powerful, the greatest empire, when I say great, I mean largest and the most abusive empire in the history of the world, having the ability to shut down our one channel of holding them accountable? Like, what do we do in response to this continued crackdown?
Same thing as with anything, register your dissatisfaction, pressure the government, ideally get organized, because what we have now is a sort of dissipated process where people take to online, and I'm certainly part of this too if you follow me on Twitter. But the more organized folks can become, the more they can register that dissatisfaction in a way that's going to impose a political cost on leadership. And above all, I would say too, coming out of the Trump administration, take off those rosy glasses that so many liberals now have about the Justice Department and the FBI, and recognize that maybe they can do some good things. And I do think we need a justice system. I wish it would look different than what it did. But recognize that historically, these agencies have not been on the side of protesters and activists and the like, because we're living in a very scary time when, the half of the country that had been sort of critical of these agencies before now is openly, almost worshiping them, the intelligence services and the law enforcement.
In other words, the FBI is not your friend.
Right.
That's what the FBI, no matter who's wielding that power, they are not our friends. Ken Klippenstein, thanks so much, man, for coming and joining us. Your recent article for The Intercept is the Trump administration referred a record number of leaks for criminal investigation. I suggest everyone go check it out and be aware of what's actually happening to us. Thanks so much for joining us, man.
Great to talk to you, Ben.
Always a pleasure. Rebecca, James, here we are at the end of the time. We're really going to have to add a third hour, but I can't possibly add a third hour with live callers and more politics and more interviews and more shenanigans.
Unless y'all free me, that's when we can add that third. Get me and Bubba free, and we can get that third hour. Other than that,
I'm ready. Because I want to take live callers. So we could so that we could Kevin Samuels. No, let me stop. We're not going to do y'all like that. But that's after fools jump up, get smacked down. But besides that, we want to hear from you guys, and the best way to do it is by helping us by going to patreon.com/the BPD show. Trust the BPD show provides and takes care of all of this. So you go become a patron over there, and it continues this work and helps us to get our sister and brother out of those corporate minds that they're actually having to go to any moment. Now, Rebecca, we have one more video that you suggested that I think.
Oh yeah! Oh my God!
Thing, it touches. It
is so adorable, and this is how I want you guys to end your day.
Okay. We'll get there, but still, finish.
It's in. So let me tell you about it. So it's in the Slack, Dwayne. But if with this particular video, you know how on our old Like It or Not, and we've since elevated since then, but on our first season of Like It or Not, I used to end the shows and you would let me because it was Like It or Not with Benjamin Dixon. But you would let me where I would give a little bit of positivity to people. So I want you guys to get your Wednesday together as we head out. We're in with this one. Love you guys, mean it. Take a listen to this little boy and get all of his vibes for your
Melt
Wednesday.
all of our hearts. Oh.
Love you guys.
Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be alright. I woke up this morning on my horizon. 3 little birds were on my doorstep, singing sweet songs, melody blowing true. And they said, this message is you. They said, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright.
I got a couple of spare.
They already got personalities, bro. I don't know.
We need to build their personalities like this and then put them to work.
Right, Rebecca.
Be alright.
That was freaking adorable.
So I wanted you guys to, and as adorable as that was, and yes, he had that old soul, and I felt like he felt that. It like Haitians say sometimes when like the kid, as me, comes out with like raspy voices and stuff like that, they was in misery, so they come out and they be like old people. But he like they was in misery in the belly, so they came out like an old person. They were aged. But
how do you say it in Creole? Like
I'm not. But he looked like he had all of this. Like he lived a life before, but what's more important is I want you guys not to worry
about a thing,
because everything is gonna be all right. If y'all stop being racist, I'm just kidding. Not kidding, but for real. But
wow, that escalated real quickly.
Everything is gonna be all right. I hope that you guys have a wonderful Wednesday, and make sure you tune in tomorrow because it's gonna be just as amazing as it was today, as it was yesterday, and as it was on Monday.
Yeah.
This is Like It or Not. Stay tuned.
There you go.
Bye, guys.
James.
Love ya. Mean it.
It's your world, bro.
All right, y'all. Love y'all. Mean it too. And see y'all definitely in the morning. Of course, give y'all a couple of minutes of this good old fashioned music as we get ready to start corporate America this morning, y'all. Shout out to everybody that joined us, and shout out to all of our guests this morning. Absolute shout out to Senator Nina Turner for coming through, man. My God, she shut it down, my God, today. So welcome back anytime. But y'all, we're gonna ride into this music a little bit. I'm gonna give you about 2 songs, and then it's conference call day. Yay me.
I walked through the fire and it couldn't even hurt me. There's a lot of demons out here trying to deter me. Personally, time wasters are unworthy, so I tell them cut it out like surgery. Kings don't deal with peasants. Not will, but I am legend. Jehovah driving by my foot on the pedal. I will have a statue erected of me stabbing a sword through the neck of the devil. Diamonds around the bezel. Tesla Model S and no, it's not a rental. Fresh like Wendy's lettuce, dripping so torrential. One flick of the wrist, make it feel elemental. I was always meant for greater things. Whatever I am, the creator is. I'm a wonder of the world, you should take a pick. This is a chance you may never get again. It was no accident. It was no mistake. I was born to be great, born to spit flame, born to acquire the fortune and fame.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in this morning.
This was no accident. As a prince, I was passionate. Life was an action flick, and now my castle extravagant. You see this crown? Yeah, they calling me king now. They calling me king now. But this what I've been about. You see this crown? They calling me king now. They calling me king now. Yeah, they call me king. I think I'm the chosen one.
girl. Thank you so much.
You don't mean nothing to me. E-boys like you every dinner.
Nick, what's going on? Did I forget you yesterday? I think I did.
Hang out with boys in the street. Like that will make you a winner. I don't believe what I see. Why you wearing gold? You're nothing more than silverware. Thinking you're so bold, but all you are is unaware. Walk up
back to the moon, you too.
Talk to me like I'm the young stupid fool. Take off all your clothes. You're nothing more than silverware. Why you calling me honey? Why you show off your money? Wave it like it's a tissue. Baby, this is your issue. I'm not falling for bullshit. If you like me, then say it. You don't get that I see.
Elizabeth, thank you so much. We love you too.
Growing up takes time, so don't you waste mine. You and me ain't right. Why you wearing gold? You're nothing more than silverware. Thinking you're so bold, but all you are is unaware. Walk around like everything belongs to you. Talk to me like I'm the young stupid fool. Take off all your clothes. You're nothing more than silverware.
Back on deck on my fly back. Really on my pay some respect to my mindset. Head blowing smoke, catch a contact. Really mad they can't stop us. Back on the scene, unconscious. Always been me, I'm poppin'. I ain't really here for the gossip, nah. Blah blah blah.
Make sure that y'all get the Voices by Action Sprout app, y'all. Get the Voices by Action Sprout app, y'all, so you can connect to the Like It or Not community, man. Once you get the app downloaded, make sure that you use group code 213756. Again, 213756.
Hitting that while we vibing, you know I be on that time and light up, I'm firing, dress it up, yeah I be styling, eat up the drip, she be dining, straight to the top, she be climbing. We the ones that they admire, all of these expiring, ice of the boss and we hiring, raising the hood where it's sirens, they hopping on ship like a pirate.
Hey, hey, driving the boat and I came for the loot. Tragedy, be hating, do better. Dropping them ashes, don't burn me a hole in my sweater. I'm stingy, I'm
that would be hilarious, dude.
Living more better, smoking these doobies with Xavier.
He must have heard you.
Too groovy, we keep it unruly. Know it's yours truly. Smoke a big head, call it Stewie. Bad chick, wanna do me. Thick and she coolly. She bust it like a Uzi. I bust it, then I'm back to duty. Call of Duty, I'm online with it. Took my time with it. Watch the operators, they be plotting. Don't go with the gang and they rock with us. Everywhere that we go, we be popping. Yeah, we popular. Eyes on us like binocular. Yeah, they time is up. You could try your luck. Stay anonymous, but in God we trust.
In God we
trust. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is gonna do it again for your boy James Bubba Williams, better known as DJ Exclusive, y'all. Make sure that you tune in tomorrow where we got another exciting lineup of guests, so you don't want to miss it, y'all. Make sure that you get the Voices by Action Sprout app and join the Like It or Not community so you won't miss anything. And also, if you want to become a patron, make sure that you join the Patreon, patreon.com/the BPD show. Again, patreon.com/the BPD show. Gain access to the Lion's Den, our patron parties, which there is one this Friday that you do not want to miss. It's going to go down and be a big thing. And also get ad-free and exclusive content, y'all. Like it or not, we'll be here. With that being said, we will see y'all in the morning, y'all. Like it or not, DJ Exclusive out. Deuces.